Hello and welcome to this very video. So this video is a continuation of where we actually stopped in the previous part. So we stopped at sending the user's information to the server.php file, which will in turn insert it into the database by use of the database connection and configuration file. So I've created my own server.php file. You can go ahead and create yours in the same root folder. Also, I downloaded an image and I named it profile_image. So it's a PNG file. So that's just what we are going to be using as the user's profile image. Then in the database connection file, database_connection.php, that is what to just name it. Just create a variable named name it connect, and then inside, one thing I need to remind us about is, like I promised, we're not going to be doing anything complex here. I'm still trying my best to keep everything as simple as possible, even though some parts are, some parts just have to be kind of just the way they are, not really complex, just the way they are meant to be. So for the beginners, for the sake of the beginners among us, I'm not using anything about PDO, MySQL PDO formats and all those object-oriented stuff. What I'm just going to be using here is simple MySQLite, format. That is just what we are going to be using here for the sake of the beginners among us. So inside the server.php file, I've not done anything much. Just create a normal PHP start and end lines. Then on line 2, I started the session. Then I included the database_connection.php file. Then if is set post action, and then this very action here, which is sign user up from this our script.js file. That is just what is here. Then I accepted all the variables, the first name, last name, email, and password. So now let's go ahead and do the proper insertion right into the database, which is this one. So I think I have copied the names of everything. So this is the first name. Okay, let's first just delete that. Let's delete that first and then create a query here. So query, set it to insert into tb_users set. So this query is just trying to insert this data into this table. So let me go ahead and zoom this a bit for you guys to see. So this is the TBL users that we are trying to insert the data into. So TBL users here. So let me zoom out of it a bit. Let me just zoom out. So now insert into TBL user set. First name is equals to F name variable. Last name is equals to last name variable. Email assigned to email. Password assigned to pass. So let me create pass variable here. Remember in the beginning of the video I said in this column I want to store a hashed password, and in this column I want to store a plain password. So let's go ahead and create the hashed password. So to do that, you just need to use the password hash, PHP's password hash function. Then we pass the password as first argument here, the password typed by the user, then password default. That is all we need to do to get that. And then I think we are done with that. So let's just check if everything goes right. I think there's something wrong with the codes here. So found the errors. Let's just go ahead and check if everything goes right. So if everything goes right, otherwise, so if my SQLite underscore query, so this line is just saying if the query gets executed successfully without any errors, so connect query, then it should echo done. That is, everything went well. Otherwise it should echo failed, that there's some error from us. So let's just go ahead and then refresh the table and also refresh the browser. And then first name I'm going to be typing Mark, last name Dozie. I'm going to be typing my own email address 1234567 as password, then click on sign up now. So, and it's saying you have signed up successfully. So let's go and confirm that inside the database and see what's gonna. Okay, as you can see here, ID is 1, first name is Mark, last name Chidozie, email markchidozie2@gmail.com. My password is this long hashed one that is here, that we created by the use of that function. Then the plain pass is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Then this is the time I created it, and this is the profile image.png that we added. So let me warn you beginners about something. If you observe, I told you right from the start of this video that we are not going to be doing any form of form validation. Maybe I'm going to create a separate video tutorial covering complete form validation in JavaScript and then PHP. This is actually not safe. You are not meant under any circumstances to trust users' input. Users' input is not supposed to be trusted for any reason. But this one is just strictly for educational purposes. This coupled with the fact that I'm the only one that is going to be using this chat app, to teach and make this tutorial for you guys to see. That is why there is no form of security here. So let me just go ahead and take from the beginning what we've done already. So at the first line, we just opened, just like created a boilerplate for the PHP file. Then we created a session. As we created the session, we included the database configuration file. Then we checked if post action is equals to sign user up, and that is only going to be true. That is only going to be true if the user has actually clicked on this button. If the user has clicked on this button, and normally I'm supposed to code it in such a way that after the user has clicked, the form is going to be empty, like get reset. But we are not going to be doing that here. We are not going to be doing that yet. I'm just trying to rush the tutorial until I get to the chat application proper. That is where we are going to go into details of everything. But for now, you can go ahead and style your form and everything, even your success messages and the error messages. You can go ahead and style them. You don't have to use the JavaScript custom alert, default alert box that I'm using. I'm just using that for the purpose of this very tutorial. So if it's true, that is the only way we are going to be able to proceed and carry out this. So we just accepted all the things the user, the values the user typed, and stored them inside the variable fname, lname, email, and password. Then we created the hash format, a very, very secure format of the password, and stored it inside the pass variable. Then we created the query to insert into the user's table. So what we are going to do is, let's just go ahead without wasting much of our time and create the second user. We are going to be, this user will be chatting with. So let me just go ahead and name it Paul, SMIT, Paul Smith. So Paul Smith is what I'll just name this one, and then just pick any of my email addresses and give it the same password 123456 and then click on sign up, and then it's saying you've signed up successfully. Then we go ahead and check on the second user. Okay, so we have the two users now. So the next thing we are going to create after I end this video is how we can actually log in, and then after we log in, we can now create the user list where we can where we can select users that we want to chat with, and then after that we proceed to the chat application proper. From there, we create the function for logging us out, and then when we click. After the creation of the function for logging the user out, as the user clicks that, he's going to be brought back to the registration page, which is this one. Thank you for watching. Bye.